Hey there. You probably know the Video Creator Show is brought to you by VidChops.com. What is VidChops.com? Well, it is an editing service that will take the horrible burden of editing off your back. We all know editing, video editing, it's tedious. It takes forever. But what if you had a professional who did it for you? You go to sleep, you wake up, it's done. Wouldn't that be magical? VidChops.com. Hire a professional, save yourself time and energy, and take your YouTube channel to the next level. Welcome to another episode of the Video Creator Show. I am your host, Grant, and today I'm talking with a very cool, exciting guest. We've been talking before recording here, and she's got lots to say, and she's very passionate about it, and really, I'm stoked. Her name is Jihan Ramirez. She is a yoga and meditation teacher, a mother. She also makes her fair share of travel vlogs, and really, that's only the beginning. Her YouTube channel has over 1 million subscribers and over 690 million total channel views, and that is just on YouTube. She also has TikTok, Instagram, her own website, and the list goes on. And I'm stoked to talk to her about how she built it, her mindset around all of this, her general vibe. Jihan, thank you so much for joining me today. So, before we were talking, you were mentioning that in order to build your channel, your TikTok, kind of your whole online presence, that your vibe is everything. And can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for this space and this opportunity. And yes, to go ahead directly to what we were discussing prior we began in the interview. It's about the certainty you have of what you're doing and the certainty you have that you deserve the success. And I have to stop in the success word because it could be a different meaning for everyone. It depends on your perspective. For some people, success especially in terms of content creation or YouTube, success could be achieving a certain amount of followers, or success could be starting earning money for the content you are creating, or maybe success could be simply gaining confidence in yourself while you are, showing up every day and in the process and, growing in the process. So success is something based on your beliefs. And with that being said, what I was saying, that yes, it's amazing that you take strategies and commit to, to making things in a certain way and try to always seek information in terms of algorithm and how the platform works and what is the best time and what are the tricks and the tips to go, to grow faster. But also at the same time, you should be working on your level of energy, on your level of confidence, on the trust and the purpose you are, doing behind everything. There's always should be a bigger purpose than simply, achieving a big amount of followers or having this plaque, or, I don't know, getting fans. It's sometimes, I believe it for the people that, our parents, for example, people.
Sure. And before this, you were talking about committing. Like it's really important to commit. What does that mean exactly? Because there's, I think, a lot of different ways to commit. If somebody has dreams of building a YouTube channel or whatever it is, it could even be a business, or kind of half and half. you can commit by doing it piece by piece, kind of working a full-time job and then doing it on the side. You can commit by quitting your full-time job and dedicating all of your time to this one thing. Like, what exactly does it mean to commit, in your opinion?
Okay, yeah, commitment, it again depends on your lens, on your perspective. Commitment would be something that works for you. If you think that you can afford a living with this type, and you think, okay, I'm gonna quit my job and I'm gonna stick to this and I'm gonna commit to create my, I mean, you can do that, but I'm not suggesting you that if you are not already receiving money from this, okay, I'm gonna quit everything. I mean, it's you have to be realistic with what you are doing.
Right.
And commitment for me, it's seeing this content creation and this sharing what I create in terms of, like, for example, your health or your exercise, that some days you don't feel like you wanna eat greens, or you don't feel like you want to go and train on the gym, but you either way do it because you know it's the best for you. You know, if you take your greens, you're gonna live better, you're gonna go to the bedroom better, your skin will be flawless, you're gonna sleep better. If you, I don't know, if you meditate, if you commit to your exercises, you'll be in good shape, but also you'll be healthy, your heart, your brain, everything will be good. So focus and prioritize like content creation just like that. So commit, like, for example, put a realistic as, I mean, don't put expectations, but set goals. Set goals and say, for example, I'm going to share at least one short video weekly. I don't know, whatever that works for you. For me, I feel like it's not that I push myself, but it's like daily. My commitment, it's daily. Like, I should share at least a short video daily in each platform. So for some people, this might be not too much. I mean, I don't want you to go into a burnout. That's why I say that it should be something that feels good for you and that works for you. But this is something, that's why I always try to, I'm very spiritual. I am very, focusing on the energy levels and, all the unknown, force that is guiding us and everything. And for me, that is key. Like, I don't feel the burnout, but I understand that everyone is different, and ultimately this should be something that it feels good for you. But even though for me there are days that I can't, it's like, okay, today, I mean, what I suggest here is that you do it with passion, you do it with love, you do it with commitment, but you do it by enjoying it. So you should feel good. So every time, every day, or every moment you start making these and you feel like you're stuck, you don't have creativity, you don't feel inspired, or you don't want to do it, or whatever, just say to yourself, like an affirmation, I want to feel good. I want to feel good with everything you're doing. You should be feeling good with what you're doing. If you're doing it and you feel like, oh my God, I don't like to do these. I don't feel myself. Look, like, take a step back. Maybe, I don't know, there's a bunch of different things you can do to find inspiration and to find your voice. But once you found it, once you recognize yourself and your true power with whatever you're doing, don't stop. Don't quit. Or maybe take a break, but go again and do it. Sometimes breaks are very important.
So you mentioned earlier that sometimes you don't feel like doing something, like either whether it's kind of eating healthy or even making a video. But you've also said that you should feel good while doing things, while making your content or whatever it is. I completely agree with this, but there's like a contradiction that I personally have been trying to deal with as well, where some days you don't feel like showing up necessarily, but it's good to do it anyway. But like, what is the line between I guess we'll say being lazy and being honest about what you actually want. Like maybe something isn't a good fit for you, or maybe you just kind of lack discipline. So where does that line lie for you?
Yeah, I think that's very important, to be in the same line of what you think, what you say, and what you do. So as content creators, a tip, or simply saying that this is something that I personally do, like always.
Mm-hmm.
When I feel like in my best days, those days you feel like, oh my God, I'm shining. I feel amazing today. Today I can conquer anything I want. Look, okay, that day I focus myself on creating the most amount of content I can. I record myself doing, and I look, I try to do it effortlessly. I'm a mom and I have a lot of things to do. And so I know that being authentic, but also sharing quality content, it's important. So, for example, if I'm gonna make my practice, I record myself. If I am making this cute routine with affirmations with my son, I record myself. If I think I look pretty today, I record myself. I try to record as much content as I need. And then for those days that I don't feel like I wanna show up myself, like I don't wanna even, dress up. I want to be in a robe the whole day and working on my computer, not going out from my house, and not getting well done dressed. And I will go to my computer, to my camera, to my phone, and look for those for those big amounts of contents that I have in the phone, and I try to recreate something, or simply take that video and put the important message, or the affirmation of the day, or whatever that you have. Also, something that I always do is that I have my journal, and I have my notes in my phone, and every time I get an idea, I write it down. Even if I am outside on the streets, even if it's in the middle of the night in a dream or whatever, I write it down. I take a note of that. And those days that I think of, oh my God, I don't have any idea, I don't feel inspired today. Okay, I go, and then I have this note that it says, TikTok reel shorts ideas, or a podcast ideas. And, I go there and I just take an old video with this that I wrote, I mix it, and I share the content. I don't feel good, but I'm doing it. I commit to what I said. I commit to, okay, I'm gonna share the content, even if I don't feel good. But it's gonna be completely different if you are making a podcast just like this. It's a long process. It's a longer video. It also need more time to to give you the reward in return. And that's why I try to do everything. Honestly, I am making podcasts, I am sharing online classes, but also short content on also meditations, and everything that today comes up in my mind. I do it, and I don't put limitations on myself because, for example, people, when I started like 5 years ago, a lot of people told me, like, I think that you're not gonna make it because you are making so many things at the same time. I think that's gonna be very difficult for you to have a niche because you have so many branches. And always I was, like, okay, this month I'm gonna commit in, I'm gonna be only yoga, only yoga. Okay, maybe this month I'm gonna be, I don't want to, today I don't want to be like doing yoga. Okay, let's say that this month is going to be only makeup. And I would say all those things to me. And then now that I got, the growth and maybe kind of success, if you want to say it like that, I see back and I say, like, okay, you can do whatever the fuck you want to do. You don't have to stick to something in particular. You can do and you can be whatever you want to do. You don't have to. I mean, if you want to stick to something and you feel like you can just grow with that, that's amazing. That's awesome. But if you feel like, I don't know, for me, it works. And I am journalist. I am a journalist, and I started my career 6 years studying my career. And when I was studying, I've never thought about, being a content creator. I've had so many other dreams, and I've always wanted to be in front of a camera. And I used to work in theaters and things like that. But and I always felt like a profound, admiration for YouTubers, because I found it like very difficult for you to be your own boss. You need to be very responsible. Sometimes when you don't feel like you don't want to do it, but you have someone calling you, you have to come, you have to record, and they have all the set ready and prepared for you. But if it's you, it's your responsibility to step up, to make everything, that's I believe it's bigger. It's bigger.
Hmm.
And so,
Sure. And can you take us through how this all
yeah.
started? So you're a journalist, and you decide that being a YouTuber appeals to
Yeah.
you. What is that transition, or kind of what does it look like when you're first starting out?
Yes. Okay. I started 5 years ago when I graduated from university, and I was living in Venezuela, in my country, and I was about to start working in a TV show, and doing what my career was about. And suddenly things didn't work out as I wanted. And I was like, okay, what I'm gonna do now? I have to do something. I don't want to just, go to bed and cry and still begging for some work. And so I just decided that I wanted to start. And instead of just admiring those YouTubers and saying that they are doing an amazing job, that I saw that it would be very difficult, I would start by myself. And so I had a camera. I bought this camera like 2 years prior my graduation, because I somehow wanted to do it, but I thought it was too much for me. Like, I didn't know how to edit my videos. I just didn't know how to even begin. But I like to watch the videos of this amazing famous YouTubers. And so, yes, 5 years ago, I just started creating content. I just went on YouTube to see how you can make addition on the videos. I started working with Filmora and my camera. I started making these videos. And 5 years ago, I spent 1 year making only 12 videos. After I made those 12 videos, I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. I feel like it's not giving me anything in return. I feel like stupid. I feel very bad with what I'm doing. And also at the same time, I wasn't in the best, in the best part of my life. I wasn't feeling confident with me personally. Not only what I was doing, but with me. And then I moved to United States. I came here to Miami, and I was like, okay, if in my country was difficult, I don't know what I'm gonna be doing here. Like, English is not even my native language. I didn't graduate here. Like, this is going to be more difficult for me. And 4 months after I moved here, I found a job in a broadcast station. And so I
Right
started
on.
working there, and I was, making interviews to people, and I love what I was doing. And so I just started downloading those interviews and put them on YouTube without thinking of anything. Just started putting everything there. And then again, I lost the job. And I said, you know what? The same thing I was doing in this broadcast station, I could be doing it by myself as a podcaster. You know, Um I'm gonna start doing it. I'm just gonna start doing it. And I would always say to myself, okay, I'm gonna do it when I start this beautiful and amazing space to start recording. I'm gonna do it when I found someone that helped me recording me and giving me, those everything I need to start, and blah blah blah, so on. And then I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, I was like, oh my God, I have to move on. I have to stop making excuses and, doing it with whatever I have. Do whatever you can do with whatever you have. Try to do your best, but don't, I mean, don't set yourself back because of perfectionism. I mean, don't try to be perfect in order to feel good with what you are or with what you have to share. And so, yes, I started with this ring light and with my phone, because the camera I used to have was very old and my phone was better at that moment. And so I started recording with my phone, with a lavalier microphone, the $12 lavalier microphone, recording myself. And creating this, making this podcast. And I think I just found a deeper purpose and meaning in my life with my son. Just at the moment I realized that I was pregnant and I was a single mom, the dad of the baby just, ran away. And it was like, okay, I could make a different decision, but I mean, this baby it's not his fault. He has to come to life, and I have to be responsible for whatever that is happening to me right now. And so, yes, I keep sharing and sharing everything. And then one day I don't know why I received an email from YouTube saying that, hey, you should be working on shorts, on YouTube shorts. And then I started looking, and okay, shorts, it's kind of reels and it's kind of TikTok. At that moment I wasn't on TikTok, and reels was, like something very new for me. And I was with my newborn, and I started, sharing the same videos I had in my phone. Like one day I remember at night, I was very tired, and my baby was sleeping, and I was just in the kitchen with lights off. And I was like, okay, let's go to shorts. And just sitting there, I uploaded like 20 videos. It was like anxiety or something inside me, but all these amazing and beautiful videos that I've already shared on Instagram, and they haven't had any big success. They were like flat, like, okay, the same people that followed me, like my family, my friends. But I found it like, okay, this is amazing. I feel like I'm doing a great content. I was tired, but I thought that it was beautiful what I was doing. I remember that I simply thought that I was beautiful, and I wanted to simply do it, without expectations. I wasn't waiting for anything. And I do that, like really, I shared like 20 videos or more. And then after that, like 1 week later, everything just started growing very, very fast, very, very fast. And then that gave me, like more enthusiasm to keep going. And then I didn't start making new content. I just went to my phone, old videos, everything I had from old videos, and started sharing, and everything went, growing so fast. And then I said like, okay, why I've been so skeptical about TikTok if it's the same? And then I opened my TikTok and I shared my first video. I remember this was crazy. I shared my first video, and the first video hit and went viral in, I don't know, crazy, in hours, was like 1 million views. And I was like, oh my God, okay, this is when you feel like you're in tune with, that energy, when you are, just you release control, you're not expecting anything, but you have the certainty that what you are doing is amazing and somehow it will work. And then
And so what can you tell us about that TikTok video that went viral initially?
yes, okay, something that that people uh like, I don't know, it's very controversial. And I think that my idea since the beginning wasn't at all controversy, but it was simply sharing, I mean, what I was doing. And at that moment, I was, and right now I'm still doing it. I'm studying psychologist at nights, and I am doing it because I want to do the best for my, for my baby, and I want him to grow feeling like he's whole and complete, even though there's no a father in the picture for him. And eventually it will be. I'm not going to be single and alone, forever. But yes, when I started sharing these breastfeeding videos, like, people went crazy. It was like, and the first video on TikTok was I mean, I was trying to say something. I remember that I was trying to say something. I was trying to record something, like say like, oh hi, this is my new TikTok video here, and my toddler was trying to to pull my shirt off
Hmm.
to breastfeed and to have my attention. And at that video, when he pulled my shirt, the video short, and I decided, oh, okay, whatever. If I don't have time, if my baby won't let me do it, because it's it's madness having a baby, having a
Hmm.
toddler. Okay, I'm gonna share this, whatever. And I remember I said, okay, when you have a monster, milk monster, toddler milk monster, and I share it. I shared the video,
Hmm.
and I've never took TikTok again. Like, I completely forgot about TikTok. And like 1 week later, when I step into the application, I was like, what? Oh my God, what's this? And at the same time, on YouTube, everything was growing very, very, very fast.
Right. Hmm.
And then I started,
And
yep,
so it seems like also on YouTube that same kind of
yeah,
breastfeeding video
mm-hmm,
is going viral as
yes,
well. I think it has over like 200 million views. And I do feel like breastfeeding is a totally normal thing. And I almost feel like there is a space where normalizing it clearly is worthy of being viral, it seems. And I think that's really cool, honestly.
okay,
And like all your other videos kind of about meditation and yoga, it's good vibes. And I think that all of this is kind of coming together in a way that seems wholesome, in my opinion. And I don't know, some people need to mellow out. I was reading some of the comments on the breastfeeding video, and just like I don't know, people commenting this isn't what God would want, and it's like, well, I mean, is it? I mean, like, I don't know. There's just a lot of prudish people online, and I mean, was that like a difficult thing to deal with? Because I just think, I mean, you get a lot of attention, and a lot of people are probably supportive. But then you get some like negative ones, and
so many trolls.
you're kind of trying to work or neutral, yeah, and you're trying to work this out with your personal life, and you're obviously making a living off of your channel. Like, what has it been like, kind of dealing with the attention in a sort of controversial space, and also making a living in that space?
Yes. I believe that it's been very stubborn from me to continue. I Some people could see that is stubborn from me, or some people could see it like leadership. I don't know. Like, if you want to make a change, if you want to make an impact, and you have to know that it must be something different. You have to know that so many people won't like it, and not necessarily you have to stop because of that. And
Right.
when I go to YouTube, it's like, really, I don't care. I don't care what people say, like, whatever. It doesn't matter to me. But when it comes to my family, my friends, the people that is close to me, or the people that know me in real life, like, when I go to the gym or whatever, it that's different. I feel it like
Hmm.
complicated.
Hmm.
Yes, so many points in my life, I feel like, okay, is this worthy of, whatever I want? Or yes, because sometimes I don't want people to misunderstand my message. And a lot of people believe like, okay, she's trying to expose herself. She's trying to be, I don't know, sexy, sensual or whatever. People are sexualizing, the act of breastfeeding. And also my family think like, oh, what is the necessity of you? I've had these conversations with my sister where my family is very supportive, like my mom and my sister especially, but somehow they don't like that I share the breastfeeding videos, and they don't even like that I keep breastfeeding my toddler because he's 2 years and something. And it's like, why you are still breastfeeding? You shouldn't be still breastfeeding, and whatever, all the comments. But I think that that's where, when you know that knowledge and intuition is the most important, and here is where I believe leadership or whatever God may make maybe here, like, I mean, you choose whatever you gonna do. It could be very big or not, and so many people around you, when you are succeeding, growing and doing everything, whatever you're doing, not everyone will feel good with what you reflect to them. Like, some people might feel scared of your light. Some people might feel like, oh, what is she doing? Why she does this? Like, who cares? Like, what, like, whatever that people might be thinking, like, who does she think she is that she's doing that? Or does she feel better, mom, than me, for example, because she's breastfeeding? Or I don't know, a man. Men's are, thinking that I am doing because I want to provoke or whatever. It's been crazy. Yes, some days I am, feeling stronger and I don't care, and some days I am low. But what I decided is that the best thing I could do for my mental health is just not going on the comment section, especially on YouTube. And on
Sure.
TikTok, there's, people went crazy, like, this is nudity, this is sexual abuse, this is whatever that people might believe. And my account was banned. My TikTok account was banned, and I had over 120 K of followers, and I was working a lot with a lot of brands, making amazing deals there. And people went to me, to create content in exchange, and it's work. It's my work, and I was very happy with these. And I worked with a lot of maternity brands, and I thought that, continue sharing these videos would be something important and amazing because it aligns with all those brands that I was working. But in the other hand, there was all other, brands that they just want the recognition, or they see, oh, this video has 20 million views, okay, I think I can work with her. But they are not aligned with what I am doing. And for example, they asked me to make a video. I remember this Zen application that helps you reminding yourself to be erectile all day. And I remember that when I got that, it was like, I am a bit skeptical of this application and of this, but I needed the money, and I needed to work, and I said like, okay, I somehow will make it for me to like it, and I'm gonna make a good work. And then I remember recording. When I was recording, I was with my toddler, and I was trying to do everything. Kids are, they want to be with you, and if I breastfeed, that's the truth. I mean, it's not like they don't know how to ask for permission or for time. They just jump and take it and grab it, and they're just like that. And I remember I was well dressed. I was making a content for someone. It's not like I'm gonna be going and doing it because, or doing what, I don't know, whatever. I just was.
Yeah, you're just kind of
Yes.
sharing what
Yes, my
you're up
experience.
to
I was dressed
essentially.
in a
And
skirt. It was a skirt. I remember it was a short skirt, short inside and a skirt, and it was a this black body. And I was trying to make a video of when you slosh and the application says
mm,
this, and the baby came walking and started breastfeeding, and my sister was recording me, and my sister remembered told me, why are you doing this? This doesn't have to be anything with the whatever. And she started complaining and criticizing me, and I remember that I told, like, whatever, I'm gonna make this video and I'm gonna put it, like, I was mad in that moment, and I make the video and I sent to the owners of this company, and they rejected the video. They didn't like it. They told me, like, please take the breastfeeding part away and make it again. Okay. I remember I was very mad because I had to create this video like 4 times. It was crazy. They always had something to complain on. They didn't like it, and I had to, create it again and again and again. And then I was, like, oh my God, all I did, and, all my time wasted, everything I did. Like, okay, you know what? I'm going to be using those. I remember saying this out loud. I'm going to be using all those videos, and they will be so viral that that brand will regret not using it. And is that video that has 200 and more million views on TikTok.
mm-hmm. Yeah, clearly it worked out. So I guess like now I'm curious about, so YouTube in February, so that's the month we're talking now, introduced a new way of, basically a new monetization system for shorts.
Mhm.
Have you seen any difference in how much money you make from shorts, given that change? No difference
No
really.
difference at all. Let me tell you that uh, before they implemented these, they like beckoned people to gain money, like incentive to continue sharing shorts. I mean, it was different as the YouTube Partners Program. It was simply because of shorts, but it was simply a random amount each month. Like they, YouTube have these amazing programs where they send you emails and they make group to discuss whatever that is happening, and they created these spaces for the shorts content creator people. And somehow, you notice there that, or when you ask, is that not everyone was getting paid, and also you couldn't expect the same amount. Like, for example, if you share 10 videos, you will gain this. No, it wasn't like that. It was simply like the amount they wanted to share with you, the amount that they thought that you should earn because of your effort. And it was like, every month I was expecting something, or maybe not. They would say that also it could be a month that you wouldn't receive anything. For me, every month I got something. I got something separate from what I was getting from the YouTube program partner. That it wasn't too much because my long videos are, doesn't have. I really hope that people find my content interesting, but the meaningful side of my content, not only for the controversy or for the breastfeeding part. And but I know that it will happen. It might take time because my content, it's very, I don't know, it's very deep. All
Well, let's get into that.
Mhm.
So you teach yoga, meditation, breath work. Like, tell us how you got into this line of work.
Yeah, well, I'm Venezuela. I became a yoga teacher, and when I get here, I continue working on my spiritual path, but also my family, everyone, it's kind of in this uh, growth mindset since I since I was born, whatever, everyone works with this. Like there's would be always a deep, profound conversation around the table with my mom and with everyone. And I remember that when I was in Venezuela, I found like I was ashamed to share the deep parts, maybe because it was also big for me. I needed to really understand and integrate all this knowledge in order to be able to share it, and in another language as well. I mean, in English. So when I came here, another thing I wanted to do was start, teaching yoga in those amazing studios here in Miami. There's a bunch of amazing studios, and I had the opportunity to practice in some of those studios. And if I couldn't start teaching there, I would start doing it online. And it is a big part of me. I basically share everything that I like, all my passions, everything that I feel it would be helpful in a way or another for people. I share it, even if it's just me with a big smile trying to share positivity or to take a smile on you. And yes, that's something I do. But again, going back with what you were saying, this is the first month for these YouTube programs with the shorts, and I haven't seen any growth in terms of currency of money.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
It's like the same. It's been the same, but
wow, that's because I don't post too many shorts. Like I have clients and I make shorts for them, and the revenue does seem still like it's the same, and it's interesting to hear other people are having the same experience.
yeah.
Yeah, it's seems kind of strange. I don't know. Maybe it's still kind of changing and evolving. YouTube is a bit of a black box. It's hard to see what's really going on in there.
Yeah. And it's the same. It happens the same with the other platforms. It's like, what is really the line where you say that you know what you're gonna gain, how much money you're gonna make. Like sometimes you share more content and you gain the same, and it's very weird. And Instagram is the same sometimes. Like I share one video and I can get $100 with that video, and after that, if I share 7 videos, I keep in 100. It's crazy, like I don't know.
It's the ups and downs of being online, right? Because I think that's one thing that people see someone with 1 million followers and they have all these views, and it is exciting, and there's a lot to enjoy from it and be grateful for. But also it can be unpredictable. It's hard to really hone in on like, okay, this is going to get me this many views and I can in this much money. It's almost like some months are up, some are down, and it all kind of like averages out, I find. But it's still, there is kind of an uncertainty that can be associated with being full-time doing this.
Absolutely. I think that the best thing you can do is thinking in terms of this passive income where you can make something more besides the money you get from YouTube, or those clients that gets to you. For example, for me, I'm still working on that. I have like 2 years working on having my platform where I can sell my yoga classes and my meditations, and everything is like, okay, you record that and you have this passive income there. And also it's kind of the same with YouTube, but it's it's tricky because of the algorithm or whatever. and if you grow on this community, you can start thinking and doing something different. But I wouldn't rely on social media for a living. Like, I do so many things. I teach yoga classes, and I create content. I work with clients in real life. I work with my sister selling clothing from a family brand. Like, I do so many things, and it's not like, okay, I'm expecting for this month to have everything. So, like, there would be 3 months in a row where you have amazing uh, income on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. But then after that, the next month you can get banned. And when you got banned, all those
Hmm.
customers and all those arrangements you would have made with them, they will go away. I mean, they want the high numbers. They want it's the truth. And there's
Hmm.
all these bunch of trolls on Instagram that they are not only spreading hate and shameful comments and whatever whatever that is happening in their lives, but
Hmm.
they are also trying to take you out of the way. Because if people start I don't know how do you say that, when people uh, say you are.
Comment,
No, but
criticize.
when people say that you are doing something bad, it's like they.
Oh, they're shaming you.
No, in the platform, like, they. What is the number?
Oh, they ban you. They.
Yeah, I mean, it's the people that ban you. Like, it's not like
Mhm. Right.
TikTok. Okay, I'm gonna ban this person. No, it's like, because of the people. It's always making complaints from these content that they take the eye on you and they delete it.
Oh, they cancel
Yeah,
you. Is that?
exactly.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know what is what was I was looking for a word.
Hmm.
So yes.
Hmm. Well, it seems like you've done well overall. There's been like you have these really positive videos that you're leaning into and teaching classes and figuring out more kind of stable ways to monetize this by creating these really awesome breathing classes, yoga classes, and putting yourself out there in kind of that way. And I think that is really key, and I'm glad that you are doing that, because that is I think gonna be huge. It's always easier to kind of build a consistent like community and a kind of business as opposed to relying purely on like views. How are things going to perform? And this is some people never figure this out. And I think the fact that you already have is fantastic, and I'm really happy for you.
Thank you.
And we're kind of getting towards the end here, but I am curious, like, in all of this, what has been your biggest takeaway from YouTube and TikTok, and kind of with everything that's happened, all of the good, all of the bad, regarding your online presence and how you've been able to kind of bounce back, and to really kind of own yourself and to like express yourself as freely as possible. What's been your takeaway from all of this?
I feel like not feeling special, in a way that not feeling better or less than anyone. Like, even though I get all these numbers, I am not better than anyone. And if tomorrow I lose everything, I am not going to be less than anyone. It's like,
Mm,
trying to be humble and grateful, and at the same time understanding that, that what it's really important, it's not the numbers. I think it's going to be something really good to learn from for me, because I always thought that if I achieve this certain amount of followers, or when I saw any YouTuber, with these big numbers and the plaques and everything, I would thought like, oh, maybe their lives are completely solved. Maybe they're millionaires. They're gaining so much money or whatever. And it's not about that. I mean, I got all of that. I'm not millionaire. I would love to have a bigger community because I have big numbers, but it's not a big community. There's a lot of people that want to be there just, for the superficial thing of whatever my body is, or my breastfeeding videos or whatever. But maybe there would be someone with less amount of followers with a stronger community. So the idea here is to release control, to stop thinking that when you achieve certain point you will be better than you are right now, and
Yes.
focusing on be better in real life, but inside yourself. Like, I want to be better and I want to feel better because, my baby is happy, because I'm happy with what I'm doing, because, I express myself every day, even though people are trying to shame myself. And I don't feel like I release the expectations and I release the necessity to feel special and to feel like, okay, I am a YouTuber, a famous YouTuber. No, not at all. Like,
hmm Yeah, I think that's really healthy. Like you've clearly stayed grounded through all of this, and I think that's super important. And I can tell kind of your relationship with your family and your personal life, because it is grounded and there's a lot of love there, that it does keep you it keeps a good head on your shoulders. I found that's really important for me as well, where if I focus too much on my channel and the views and sort of what people are thinking of me online, then it can kind of end up corrupting the foundation of my life, which is always your personal life. Everything else is kind of external and not as important. And I think that's really, really great. I'm glad that you're kind of building this and that you have that really important foundation. So yeah, thank you so much for joining me
thank
today. I really
you.
enjoyed talking to you, and forget about the haters. I think you're doing great, and I'm excited to see what you keep on doing. So
Thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
with that, yeah, that's a wrap. Whoever you are listening, I'm glad you're watching. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.